Hey guys, welcome to part 1 of my 4-part tutorial on how to solve the Rubik's Cube. In a few easy steps you can learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube, and with practice you can solve it in under a minute. So before we get started, there are two things that you need to know. The first is notation. As you can see, there are 6 sides on this cube, and each will be represented with its own letter. For example, this is the up layer, which will be represented with a capital U. And what that means is you turn the up layer clockwise. So if I say do an up turn, do up clockwise. If I say up inverted, which will be represented with a capital U followed by a lowercase I, you will do up counterclockwise, like this. And I'm probably going to use finger tricks like this, and you probably won't be able to do if you have a brand new cube that hasn't been lubricated. And you can lubricate it with silicone spray. I'm going to lubricate this again probably today, so I'll make a video on that. Where was I? Oh yes, notation. So this is the up layer, up inverted. This is the right layer, the face that is always on your right. Capital R, clockwise. Capital R followed by a lowercase I, right inverted, right counterclockwise. This is the front face. Capital F is for front, clockwise, and a capital F followed by a lowercase I is front inverted, or front counterclockwise. Up, right, front, guess what? Yeah, this is the left. Left clockwise, capital L, left counterclockwise. Capital L followed by a lowercase I, counterclockwise. This is the back. We're not going to be using it, but it's there are two ways that you can turn it. I guess you can do it like this. If this still has your up layer, you can just flick it like that. Or you can turn the whole cube around, rotate it, and turn it back. It doesn't really matter, but this is B for back, and back inverted, capital B followed by a lowercase I. Back counterclockwise. And this is the down face. D, capital D followed by a lowercase I, down counterclockwise. So that is notation. The second thing you're going to need to know are algorithms. And for example, an algorithm puts a certain piece of the cube where it needs to go, or in a certain place. So I can put this green-white edge where the green-orange edge is, green-red edge, whatever. And you just do up, right, up inverted, right inverted, up inverted, up, front. As you can see, that puts it right here. And I can just put that back and finish solving the cube. You get the idea, but still. Hard to look through this camera and solve it. So yeah, you'll be able to do it like this if you practice enough. And that's it for notation and algorithms. There are several algorithms you'll need to know, but none of them are very long or difficult to remember. So yeah, I'm going to scramble this up and we'll get started. The first step in solving the Rubik's Cube is to build a white cross on the top layer. And the finished product is going to look like this. It's going to have the white edge and this color lined up with their centers. So the two reds line up and the two whites line up. The two blues line up, the two whites line up. And the two oranges line up, the two whites line up. And the two greens line up and the two whites line up. So it's going to, so see, this would be incorrect. As with this. You'd need to turn each of these into the bottom layer and turn them back. So now for a more detailed explanation on the cross. Scramble it up a little bit. Okay, so first you're going to want to check to see if you have any already put in the top layer, which we do. But it is not lined up with the correct center. We see it needs to be lined up with orange. So we find the orange center, and it's over here. So, and this is over here. So we're just going to need to turn the top layer twice, and it lines it up. Next, we're going to look on the bottom to see if we have any white edges, which we do. This one. And it is green, and it is already lined up with green. So all we have to do is turn it twice to line it up and complete the second edge. Now since we have no more in the bottom, we need to look on the sides, and we have these two. Now when they're in the sides, in the side layers, you can turn it down into the bottom layer, and that puts it right here. It's not lined up with the correct center. We line it up with the blue so that we can turn it twice and put it correctly in the top layer. And that positions the red center so that we can just flip it into the top. Now if you run into this case where the edge is in the right place only flipped wrong, what you have to do is you bring it into the side layer, make sure all of these are lined up with their centers, and you bring this empty space above the edge on this side, just like this. By doing one counterclockwise turn, you bring all these out of their place by one counterclockwise turn. So that when you bring the edge into its empty space, and you do a clockwise turn, it reverts all of these back to their correct positions. Now that we have the cross, we turn the cube over. Now what we want to do is look for these white corner pieces. And we see that we have the white, blue, and orange corner piece. We need to position it between the blue and orange centers, which it already is. And when it is in between its two centers, and this white piece is on the front, not on this side or on the top, we do the algorithm up, right, up inverted, right inverted. And as you can see, that puts it in the correct spot on the bottom layer. Next we find the green, white, and orange corner piece. We need to position it between the green and orange centers, which it already was. And when the white is on the top, we do the algorithm right, up, right inverted, up inverted, right, up, right inverted. Now we look around the cube and find the green and red. We position it in between the green and red, which it already is again, and we do the algorithm for where the white is on the front. Up, right, up inverted, right inverted. Now we find the last corner, the white, blue, and red. We position it between the blue and red, and do the algorithm right, up, right inverted, up inverted, right, up, right inverted. Just like that. And the last case that you can run into when solving the corners is when the white is on the right side. So you just put it between its two centers, and the white's on the right side, and we do the algorithm right, up, right inverted. That's the simplest algorithm I'm going to be showing you, and with those three algorithms you can effectively solve the entire second layer. So, thanks for watching. This is going to conclude part 1 out of 4 in my series on how to solve the Rubik's Cube. It's probably going to be the longest video because I explained all the notation and all of that. So in the next videos we're just going to jump right in and cover what we need to.